Julia. I'm back again with another kiln opening. It's a little bit hot. I'm going to have to put some gloves on because I'm in a bit of a migraine phase and my meds are working right now, so I wanted to get it out before anything else happens. So without further ado, I'll get straight into it. I did have a little sneaky peek on the top shelf. It looks okay. Let's have another look. Oh, some nice pieces. Right, I'll just get straight in. Okay, first of all, I have a bowl, and let me tell you what's on it. I do remember, I think. Oh, I haven't even written it down, but I do remember. So I wanted to experiment with honey flux. So I did two coats of obsidian, and I did some dots of honey flux. On top of that, some dots of oatmeal. So I just did them kind of around the top, and then I put ancient jasper over the top. So I was, in the back of my mind, was a little bit like the Kathy Maguire, you know which one, Frozen Pond. But I know that that really works better on a flat piece. But that was, I saw Amaco's version on their website and I tried to look up what they used. I'm pretty sure it was honey flux and then iron luster, but I'd run out of iron luster, so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to have a little play. Honey flux and oatmeal has just been too much for it to kind of go dotty, but I did just one big circle on the outside. Look how much it's ran. I stopped here, and that I didn't, that's all run. So I'm really glad that I didn't. My other idea was to go down to here. That would have ran off the pot. But it's actually really nice. It's, the obsidian has come out more kind of blue. I'm not keen on the brown. I thought I wouldn't get the brown. I thought the oatmeal and the ancient jasper might have brought out some blues. It has brought out more blues on the back, but there's still a lot of brown in it. So I can't really refire it because those are just going to go even worse. I'm not keen on the brown, but it looks okay. I quite like the bottom of it. All that little kind of pooly area there. But yeah, it's a dot ball. Back to my original footed dot balls. Right, that's that one. Right, now we have a little bit of a pumpkin festival. So I'll bring you one of mine. So this one, I had some, tried to do a kind of marbly thing with red clay and white clay, but it didn't really work and I broke it. I did a video about it, but you know, I broke it anyway. So this was what was left, and I wedged it all in and it was pink, but it's actually mostly just white. It's maybe a slight pink hue, but not much. Anyway, this is 2 pink opal and 2 jungle gems pink pixie, and I didn't put anything on the stem because I wanted it to have the raw with the raw. But I don't know if you can see, there is actually a slight sheen to it, and that had no glaze on, but that might just be from the gassing. I'm guessing that that's just kind of from the gassing of the clay because, from the glaze, because it's not gone shiny underneath, only on the stem. So it might be from maybe the fumes or something, but how pretty is that? Let's just say that is super, super pretty. 2 Pink Opal by Mako and 2 Jungle Gems Pink Pixie. I absolutely love that. I haven't tried the Pink Pixie just on its own. Sorry, my words, brain not working, too many meds. But yeah, I thought that that would be pinker though. I thought you would see the 2 Pink Opal base much more through that. It looks a little pinker on camera than it is in person. There's that kind of pink patch there, which is, that's how I thought it would be all over. So it has lost some of its pinkness, but super, super cute. Absolutely love that one. And I really, really like that raw stem. So next one. Oh gosh, I am glad I put that on a cookie. Wow. Well, 2 cookies in fact. It is going to, it's gonna have to be chipped off. How weird is that? I did a small one in the last kiln opening with Emerald Falls and it didn't move. It didn't move at all, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to do another one because I really liked it so much, and it came out with kind of like blues and really, really loved it. Emerald Falls and iron, celadon iron, Amacar. But look at it this time. Stuck to the cookie. It'll come off pretty well, that, no problem at all. But you just can't tell, can you? Maybe because this was at the top of the kiln. There's not a lot of pieces in, so maybe there was a lot of air circulation. Really don't know, but yeah, how weird. Quite a lot of drippage, but nothing on the smaller one that I did. But that's just 3 good 3 Emerald Falls, and it has the blues in it again. This is on buff. Just normal buff, not toasted. Can you see? Let's see. I don't think you can, but in the background there is definitely blue. Definitely. It is on my needs to get list because I am so in love with Emerald Falls now. When I first got Emerald Falls, I wasn't so bothered, but absolutely love it now. It's on my top. Would it be in my top? Definitely in my top 10, maybe in my top 5 now. If you remember, I did a jug with the Emerald Falls and the iron handle, and oh, it was gorgeous. Right, so this one has been done. I made it and my partner Targa glazed it, and he wanted to do a similar colour to one that I've done on a bowl, and that was 2 blue rutile, 2 ancient jasper, and a little pool of oatmeal just around here, because he wanted this, it was slightly more yellow, but he wanted this kind of like, this is more brown, but he wanted the break-in, and it on the bowl that I had, it broke more yellow, but I think he'll actually be happy with that. It's maybe not quite as blue, but it was his first time glazing, and I was trying to encourage him to use a fan brush, but he wasn't playing very nicely with a fan brush. But I think for first time glazing, and he really didn't want bare clay, he wanted it to go all the way to the bottom, but if you can see, that has run all the way there down the channel. If he'd have gone any further down, that would have been a disaster. In fact, it was nearly a stick to the cookie because, you know, it was right down to here. We're lucky it didn't stick. But I think that's really, really good. I think he's done really well. So that's that one. There's another couple of pieces he glazed in there as well, I believe. So this one, let me see if I can find out what this one was. Medium, this was a squashed pumpkin. Okay. This was 3 blue rutile and 2 smoky mellow, both amical. I love that. This is a bit of a, it's not really very symmetrical pumpkin. This is more squashed. This is more like a real life pumpkin because they're not perfectly shaped. I love the smoky mellow and blue rutile. The blue rutiles come out really light and it's really blended well with the smoky mellow. I love that. My gloves are catching, sorry if you can hear that. But I have left last year, if you go back to my last year videos, some of my pumpkins fell over and stuck to each other, and so I've been very, very careful not to glaze too far down this year. But I am making a collection of pumpkins in a beautiful bowl. If you go back a few kiln openings ago, I did a really nice, I called it the sand and sea bowl. It's like blue seas inside and it's got dots of different colours underneath, and the buff clay looks kind of sandy, and I have my pumpkins sitting in there. So these little beauties are going to join their friends in the pumpkin bowl for a nice autumn theme. So next is not a pumpkin. This, I don't know if you recall, a few kiln loads ago I asked you what I should do with this. I did get some good suggestions, but then I decided I would just do this because I want to try to love Power Turquoise by Laguna. I've seen so many really great combinations for Power Turquoise, and I just can't, it's one of those ones I just can't get on with it. So I wanted to try it again, and actually inside, can you see? I don't know if you've got the light in for that. But anyway, this is Power Turquoise. With dots of, did I do honey flux or oatmeal? Step jug. 3 Power Turquoise, 2 dots of honey flux, so that you can see where the dots are there, and just on top of the honey flux dots I did tiny little dots of seaweed. And I don't know if you can see it, but there is, particularly on this side, some kind of pink hue coming through, which I can only assume is from the honey flux. This was a rich toasted clay that I put some iron spangles in. So I don't know if you can, there, did you catch that? There was some sparkly, twinkly little glittery bits. You can see the iron spangles, and I don't think it's changed the glaze very much at all. I really like this line around here where the clay has just gone darker, where it's just taken a little something from the glaze. It just, little milk jug. Yeah. On this rich toasted, I'm not disliking the Power Turquoise I actually think I might try something on its own. But yeah, that's that one. And that's that shelf done. Now I'll tell you what I did. Broke one of my full kiln shelves. The last time I did a planter and it had a pink, it was a dot planter and it had pink. Oh my word! I forgot to look. Yeah, and so there was 3 big drips of pink glaze on my kiln shelf. So I went to hammer and chisel the glaze strips off, and I put it on a bit of an angle so that I could get a good angle to it, and smashed it. There was a hairline crack in it, I think, which, you know, was a weak point in it, it would seem. So let's have a look. Uh-oh. A tiny stick of the ball that I've got in there on there. Wow. Oh my word. Right, I'll leave that piece to last. I shall get... Oh, no way. Well, I won't leave it to last. That one's fused. I've got a fusion. Right. Let me leave it there. Now, I had a feeling it might happen. So I had overlapped one of these little mini pans over a piece of another piece of pottery, a bowl, and there was about a centimetre gap. I figured by the way my other ones, the larger mini pans, were fired, they didn't seem to slump very much. So I figured a centimetre, it was maybe 1.5 centimetres. I figured a centimetre was probably a good amount, but as it would seem, they must have, that one has slumped enough for it to be stuck to the bowl. So I'll be able to get it off, it's only a little bit. But this is the mini pans. I've only done 2 because I didn't have enough room for the 3rd one. I've gone down further with these because this was buff clay and I didn't want too much buff clay. The other ones were rich toasted. So this is 1 winterwood actually, mini pans. Winterwood 1, birch 2. That sounds like a football result, doesn't it? From the 1970s, 1980s. Beautiful still. That buff clay, let me feel that. Oh wow, that's really rough. Hot as well. I think I'm going to stop using the school buff that we get at the art centre I go to. But how pretty. Really, really pretty. Yeah, I can't show you the second one right now because it's fused to the bowl. But anyway, let me show you. This one was another one of Tolga's. He wanted to do winter wood, but he wanted shiny winter wood and not matte. And he didn't want, obviously we didn't want to do the winter wood all the way down. I didn't know, because he wanted to do clear glaze over, so he wanted to have white at the bottom, but that's his shiny winter wood. I think it's worked quite well. I don't think he'll particularly like the stripe, but I think that the clear over the winter wood is a little bit inspired. Rather than doing a birch or a, what usually goes over, a honey flux, I think that's worked really nice. Clever Tolga. Okay, I'll do One more piece of his. He did snow with some dots over the top of black stroke and core. Because he saw a picture of one that he wanted with dots on. So that's that one. Still cute. I made the pumpkins, but he just helped glaze them because I was in need of help. 2 mini pumpkins left. This one, Sassy Orange Jungle Jams. Again, on this one, I didn't know how much it was going to run, so that is just Sassy Orange on its own. And this little one is Sangria. Let me take this glove off, see if I can hold it, because the gloves look so chunky. Can you see? Sangria and Bronzed Lilac. It's having trouble focusing because it's so tiny on my hand. It's so cute. It's actually a pendant. It's got a hole through, so you could sit as a pendant, which is super cute. Right, I'm going to show you my fusion. So there, just ignore the fact that there is a mini pan stuck to the bowl. Oh, dear me. It will come off. It's actually just a, yeah, mini pan. Look. Okay, right, let's see, what did I use? Large moon create a ball. So 2 honey flux. So ignore this bit and just focus on that. 2 honey flux on there. If I do it like down there, you can't see it. 2 honey flux. Where's it gone? Oh yeah. So I used just random chips. I didn't use any specific chips, if I remember rightly. No, actually, I did use some specific chips. It was blue rutile, iron luster, textured turquoise, seaweed, and a few miscellaneous. That's how you've got blues and greens. I did put some dust, miscellaneous dust on, and it is beautiful, isn't it? I love this almost going round. I didn't put any chips right down here, and there is a lumpy chip here. I might see if I could refire it, try and get that lumpy chip out, and maybe spread a little bit more into the center. I think just a refire would move, but I really actually like that vortex effect, that it's almost pulling you in that vortex. I really quite like that. I wonder why it's decided to go almost in that kind of direction. Maybe it's got to do with this is shorter sides and longer sides, so there was more force of glaze coming down. I don't know any science really. Anyway, that's that one. On the back is the same glaze. Iron luster, blue rutile, textured turquoise, seaweed. You can see the different colours, just not quite as obvious on the camera. I love this effect. It's so cute. And that's my other mini pan. It's only a little fusion in there. I'll get my Dremel out. It'll fix. But yeah, love that. It reminds me of the smaller one I did a couple of kilns ago, and that was just blues and greens, I think. I did put quite a lot of honey flux on as well to try to help the chips, but this time I was smart. I did the dots first before I did anything on the top, because brainless Julia did the top first last time and then had to go like that and try and paint all the dots in. Anyway, so that's the last piece from the kiln, but I have two more things that I want to show you. Now, this isn't fired yet, but I wanted to show it because Nat was asking about it from Mud Magic. This is my skull platter. It had one bisque fire in, but silly Julia left too much cornflour on when I took the placemat off. It had too much cornflour on and some of the underglaze started to come off, so I had to reapply some of the underglazes, and it hasn't been fired again yet, and it has a tiny little crack here, so I don't know what to do with it. I think what I might do is just put it back through a bisque. If I put it back through on a glaze fire, because a lot of this is the stroke and coat style Bellissimo glazes from Colorabia, I could just put it through on a glaze fire and then maybe not put a clear coat on and just leave it like that. I'm not sure I want it all shiny. I was maybe going to do some, they're definitely not happy coming out of the kiln too hot. I was definitely going to do some colour behind it, like black or something, but I think I might just put it through the glaze fire like that. Should have maybe thought about that before I just did a glaze fire. I was thinking I would put it back through bisque, but because what happened was a couple of the colours that I used, this one, I think another colour as well, is actually one of the colours that I used in that piece that came out last time really wrong and bubbly and fired badly. So I'm a bit worried about putting that back through on a high temperature, but I think it's only this colour, if I remember rightly. I think. So I might just, I think it would just turn darker brown, but I think that might be okay still. So I think I might do that. So that was my Scully. And there was one more that I've got a dilemma with. I did the flower plate. Now, all of these colours that I've used, apart from the green, are those underglazes that went wrong last time. And I'm scared to put it through a glaze fire in. So the other alternative I've got is I could get a low fire clear, not bother with it being vitrified. It's not going to be have water in or anything. I could get a low fire clear and cover it and then just do a bisque fire again. I'm not sure what to do. What would you do? These underglazes supposed to be able to go to 1250 and they can't because they just totally went wrong on my last piece, and the clear totally bubbled and it looked absolutely terrible. If you just look back on my last kiln load, if you haven't seen it, it's the first piece out, it looks just horrible. I don't want to lose the plate because it's really sweet. So I think either leave it as is, or if I want it glossy, do a low fire clear. I might see which is a good brand for low fire clear. Would that work on this? Would there be a stoneware? because I've not used earthenware, because that would in theory be an earthenware glaze, wouldn't it? So advice please guys, could you put in the comment below what you would do? I think I'm going to try that, because also I have like quite a lot more of these underglazes left, so I can use them for non-functional pieces with a low fire glaze. Oh, I've just noticed there is a little crack in that one as well. So yeah, I wouldn't want to put it through a glaze. That's the only thing, isn't it? With when you're cutting things out, it's really hard for that cut not to continue in there when you fire it. But it was really just experimenting with all those placemats that I got that are up there. But I like it, and I mean both these pieces took a long time to glaze, so I am not wanting to just ditch them. If the little cracks open in the next firing, I can just fill them in with kintsugi. But yeah, I want to try to at least get something from it, even though I'm just keep them for myself. Yeah, but I mean, he is just so lovely, that Scully, isn't he? And he took 4 hours to glaze. So, well, more actually, because then I had to go back over it again. So, yeah, I shall. And I'm looking and seeing another couple of places that need going over. But I think I might just put, once I get some lo-fi clear, I'll just put the two. I could lo-fi clear him as well, actually, couldn't I? And just put it back, put both back through, just so he is glossy. Let me know what you would do with this one as well, with Scully, because it is likely that his little crack will open up too. So I have bisque fired a special piece. It's not special, it's weird. I'll just say that. And I'm not sure what to do with it. But once I've figured it out, it will be in my next kiln opening. So it's really probably never been made in ceramic before. It's kind of on the similar vein to this ball and chain that I did. Similar kind of thing, without giving too much away. It's a weird one. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, because that weird one is going to come up in the next kiln opening. If you have any questions or anything, pop it in the comments below. And as I've said there, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It really, really helps my channel. And, you know, feel free to pop over to my Instagram, where you can send me messages. Ceramics by Julia, just the same as YouTube. And I'm also on TikTok. You can send me messages there. Ceramics by Julia on TikTok too. And I do occasionally go live on TikTok. And I think I'm going to go live soon with a make with me for these little mini pans, probably the other size one, the larger one. Everybody's asking for a tutorial for these mini pans, so I might do a make with me. Anybody who wants to have a go at making them at the same time as me, I shall set a list of things that you'll need, and we can have a play, and you can send messages and speak to me as I'm creating, and I'll try and answer the questions. I might even have somebody with me who can read the questions to me whilst I'm making, because otherwise I'm going to take even longer to make, aren't I? So anyway, I think that's it, guys. I really, really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for accompanying me on this pottery journey. It really, really means the world to me there is such a beautiful pottery family out there, and yeah, just I'm really humbled by the comments that you make. Just your support for everything I do is just overwhelming. It's sometimes when I read your messages I actually have tears in my eyes. So thank you so much, guys. I hope you all have a really wonderful day, and I'll see you either in the next kiln opening with the weird piece, or in the tutorial make along with me, whichever one I do first. So I'll see you next. Till next time, guys. See you later. Bye.